No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Ooh, the gym. Old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, Fly Fishing Guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah, the kicker's probably taller and in a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end.
Squats. Yeah, try it sometime.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do. When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News, as we get you set for the latest news, insight, and analysis as game time approaches. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view the full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now, let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News.
Lithia Ford of Boise, a pregame show. Boise State getting set for Fresno State. We are going to be live momentarily from the SaveMart Center, but recording this a little bit earlier in the day for convenience for Abe Jackson and myself with travel schedules. And Abe, appreciate you for popping on. You'll be coming up 8 o'clock Mountain Time with Bob Beeler, 670 KBOI, voice of the Broncos. You guys will be bringing the radio coverage. Looking forward to that. The game broadcast starts at 8:30. Again, 670 KBOI for Abe and Bob. But Abe, nice enough to join us as he does before every Boise State game. And Abe, nice win the other night against San Diego State, or during the day, I guess. Another big game on Saturday, and now you kind of got this midweek road game sandwiched in here against Fresno State.
Yeah, I mean, that win was just about as good as it gets for Boise State, and something that they needed as well. You know, they didn't play their best game against UNLV, still was right there to win that game. But then come back and beat a top 25 team in San Diego State and had them jump in the polls. And it was something that was needed. And there was a lot of fans there that got to see it too. So I think that this team is really starting to come together. You can see it. You can see Omar Stanley playing at a first team all conference level. I mean, you have to put him on that team right now with the way he's playing. And Roddy Anderson is definitely coming along too. And I think those two guys have really sparked this Bronco team, especially in conference.
Yeah, well, I'm still not a huge fan of Omar Stanley shooting the 3 ball, but we know you are.
Hey, he was 100% last game. He was 3 for 3. He might be the best. He might be one of the better percentage shooters on the team from 3 right now.
And it just does look pretty easy for him, though. It's actually not a bad stroke the way you can shoot from there.
He shot a good percentage at St. John's last year. So, I mean, he's not a horrible 3-point shooter. He just doesn't do very often.
Yeah, I mean, if he's wide open, I guess he's got to take it. But if you had, give me, where would you rather have Omar Stanley shooting it from, the 3-point range or posting a guy up, 5 feet from the basket? I think we know.
Agreed.
But he's been outstanding, as you said. We mentioned, Roddy Anderson as well. But a big talking point after the last game was the bench. I mean, you get Jace Whiting to come in and do what he did. Obviously, Cam Martin came in, hit a 3. Meadow hit a 3. I mean, what'd you make of the guys that came off the bench the other day?
Well, it wasn't just the 10 points that they gave. Whoa, let's get that back in there. It wasn't just the 10 points that they gave to the Broncos. I mean, it was solid minutes that they gave too. And so you come in there, and a lot of times what you're looking for is just solid minutes, and that can mean rebounding or getting an assist or points, or it can even mean just playing solid and not turning the ball over. And then getting a break for some of those starters to come back in. So great job from the bench, and they gave you 10 points, and I think that's what they're going to need from the bench moving forward.
And it seemed like they really did a good job of mixing up the rotations, where we saw it some earlier in the year, but we haven't seen it a ton lately. We saw Jace and Roddy Anderson playing together. That gave Max a little bit more of a break, and maybe Buzo. And then we saw Cam and Omar playing together, which gave Tyson a little bit more of a break. And it seemed like, I know I was talking this morning with Jay Tuss. I know 34, 35 minutes doesn't feel or seem a lot different than 37, 38, but even an extra 2 or 3 minutes here and there, I think makes a big deal later in the games. And I thought that, Leon went into that game with a plan to try to mix up the rotations a little bit, find a way to get those starters a few extra minutes of rest. And I liked how it looked.
Yeah, and they needed that rest too in that game, because Jaden Ledee is probably one of the strongest, most aggressive players that they're going to see the rest of the season. I mean, he is just a beast inside. He was averaging 22 and 9 coming in, and the Broncos held him to 13 points, and he did get 8 rebounds. But when you hold a leading scorer to 9 points under their average, you're doing a good job on defense. And so Tyson needed those minutes on the bench, and Omar as well, because they were just banging around inside against that big dude.
And it got a little scary there at the end. I know maybe not necessarily that the turnover numbers aren't, super high on it, but that press has given Boise State a little bit of problems late in games. At Nevada was a little bit of an issue. There was at least one turnover in that game. You had at least one turnover or 2, and then you're having to waste a timeout, against San Diego State. What have you made of the press break in the late game situations here of late?
Well, it's something that they have to work on, but let's also remember that San Diego State is one of the best defensive teams in the country every single year. So I know other teams are going to be looking at that. I think what they're also going to look at is the double teams in the post. Boise State has had some trouble getting the ball out of the post in some double teams, or when the pressure really comes quickly down in the post. So I think those two things are where quite a few of the turnovers happen for the Broncos, and something that they're going to have to look at, because the teams are seeing the video and they're going to do the exact same things.
Abe Jackson, our guest here on the Lithia 4 to Boise pregame show. We're getting you set for Boise State at Fresno State, coming up from the SaveMart Center in Fresno. Tip-off will be 8:30. You can listen to the game on 670 KBOI. Bob and A will be coming up here in about 20 minutes or so, at the top of the hour on 670 KBOI with the pregame show for Boise State and Fresno State. And Abe, a couple of years ago in Fresno was the 14th win on the big winning streak. There's been some memorable games in Fresno, but as I said, for the most part, not going to be a big crowd, and it's a big venue, so it makes it feel even emptier. And Fresno State's having a down year, and it's a school night, and you're sandwiching this game in between 2 big home games for Boise State. I mean, I don't know if I guess you could probably call this a small trap game. I mean, how do you or just a game that you can't really overlook, but it might be easy to if you're Boise State. How do you look at this game kind of being sandwiched in here on the schedule? And as a player, how do you try to avoid what maybe we saw against UNLV a little bit? I know that was a home game, but certainly it's not going to be a huge atmosphere there in Fresno tonight.
Well, first, I think UNLV is a much better team than Fresno. Way more athletic and a lot longer, and just a better team. I mean, take a look at that UNLV team, and they should have beat Utah State. They beat us. They played a tough game. I believe Colorado State after that as well. So, but UNLV is pretty good. I think they're better than their record. I don't know if Fresno is better than their record. I think this is kind of what you get with Fresno, and the team's going to be prepared though. This coaching staff and the the veterans on this team, I don't think will let the team have a lull. Now, does that mean they're going to come out and play their A-plus game? Probably not. Are they going to come in here and get a win? I definitely think so. I don't know if you've taken a look at the rankings and what Boise State needs to win by to go up or down in the polls, but I could see Boise State winning by double digits in this game.
Yeah, I think the Ken Palm number is 9. So yeah, if you can win by at least double digits, that would certainly help. But I think if you're Leon Rice, if you win by 1 tonight, you'll take it, right? You just need to win the game.
No, exactly. You just need to win your games. I mean, we can look at all the numbers all we want, but you walk away on the road in conference with a win, and you'll take it any way that you can get it, no matter who you're playing.
Just in general, like, is there anything right now that you think Boise State needs to? You mentioned double and trying to get out of the doubles in the post, but anything else in general that Boise State needs to clean up or get better at that you'll hear moving forward down the stretch of conference play?
Well, the rebounding isn't quite what it was at some other points in the year during conference, but they're also playing really good teams in conference, so they're not getting blown out on the boards by any means. They did just dominate Nevada on the glass, but a couple games after that, not too much. UNLV, and then I believe San Diego State out-rebounded Boise State as well. But, I think the rebounding will come along. I think they'll dominate the glass tonight. But again, the timely turnovers, I think if we're gonna nitpick on a team that's hitting the top of the Mountain West, I think the timely turnovers are something with the press and then also with that double team in the post that they'll work on. But if I've seen one thing from a Coach Rice-led team is that he's so good at adjustments, whether it's in game or at halftime or a whole week to prepare or some days off to prepare for the next team. So I have no doubt that they'll improve in that area, just like we've seen some of the players improve. I mean, how much talk was about, point guard about the first 10 or 11 games into the season. I haven't heard a whole lot of that lately since conference started because, the guys are improving and they're getting wins and that position is developing.
Final 2 things for you. I'll get your keys to the game as a second question. But right now, for just your thoughts on Fresno State. I know you're still doing your prep work, but Jay Tuss called them on this morning, maybe the worst team in the Mountain West. Just your thoughts on Fresno State. And I know that they're turning the ball over a lot, but they do have some sneaky good kind of individual athletes or players, and the sum of the parts hasn't added up yet. But what do you make overall of Fresno State's squad?
Yeah, they're having a down year for sure. I mean, they have a guy named Hill who's a pretty good scorer and athletic and can get things done. But it's definitely it's a game that Boise State has to win. I mean, there's some that you think, okay, if we split with a team, then we're fine. You take a look at maybe at Utah State, at Colorado State, at San Diego State, but you got to maybe split with them. Okay, there's games that you have to win both of them, and Fresno State is one of those. I don't really see any position where the Broncos don't have an advantage. So I think the Broncos should handle them pretty easily. But again, you're on the road. They're a Division I basketball team. They have the ability to get hot and knock down threes. So you definitely have to be prepared. But I think Fresno is having one of their down seasons since we've been in the Mountain West.
Yeah, I think Justin Hudson probably on the hot seat. Maybe his final season there. We'll see what happens. But it just has he has not been able to get it going there. And we've talked about it today, but I agree. If you want to win this league or be right there to make the NCAA tournament, you gotta sweep these bottom feeders in the league. So you got to win this game. How does Boise State win this game tonight? What are your keys to the game?
Well, when you're outmatched like Fresno State is, there's 2 things that keep you in the game, and it's creating turnovers and then it's knocking down threes. And I think those things, I mean, you see it in the NCAA tournament, right? When a team is 15 or 14 seed wins a game, they probably hit a lot of 3-pointers. And the other team probably turned the ball over. So I think those 2 things, guard the 3-point line and take care of the ball. And I think the Broncos should be fine.
And on the flip side, by the way, Abe, Fresno State is 346th in the country in 3-point defense. So maybe this is a game where they're one of the worst teams in the country defending the 3. Maybe this is a game where Max Rice and company can get it going from the outside.
And when you say and company, you mean Omar Stanley too, right? From 3?
Yeah, why not? Let's get Mo Sill out there jacking it up from deep. I mean, why not?
I've seen Mo hit a 3 in warmups. I've seen it. Now it's not the prettiest looking 3, but it went in. I saw it.
Well, appreciate you, Abe. You, as folks are watching this, you're courtside. I'm hopefully landed and en route to Fresno and hoping to jump on live here shortly. But we'll be listening to your call, 8 o'clock Mountain Time with Bob Beeler on 670 KBOI for the pregame show, 8:30 for the broadcast on the Bronco Radio Network, and then you guys will have your post-game show as well. So wish we were doing this courtside, but I'll see you at the arena tonight, and appreciate your time, man.
Yeah.
Man, Abe, just like that, you're gonna dip out of there as I'm telling you bye? Come on, Abe.
Hey, I didn't touch anything. You're the one with the hand on the button.
I don't know. I'm not taking blame for that, but Abe, we appreciate it, and we'll see you courtside shortly, man. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU, and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? We have made it to Fresno, California. We are live here at the SaveMart Center. Just getting situated here. We're going to still hear from Leon Rice here in a couple of minutes. But how we doing? Big one for Boise State on the road here at Fresno State. Let me know if you can hear me okay. We have made it to Fresno, and as you can see, it is a sellout crowd packing in behind us here. This building seats about 15,000. They're expecting about 3,000. So we have made it. I will try to set up the webcam here while we're playing the Leon Rice interview so you guys can see. I guess I can turn the camera here. This is great camera work, but you can see the teams warming up behind us. There's Fresno State, not much of a crowd. Boise State is warming up at the other end. We made it, though. We're in Fresno, and there's Mike Burns, by the way. I don't know if I should admit this or not. Mike Burns is wearing a T-shirt and sweatpants because Mike Burns forgot his luggage for this game. And he's about to get it. Mike Burns is about to get his luggage right here because we had to bring it down on the plane. They've got it in the back. It was a little choppy there. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, Mike Burns forgot his luggage, and he was about to coach this game in sweatpants. Can you guys hear me all right? I think this is coming out a little bit. Mike Burns was about to coach this game in sweatpants, but we brought his bag down from Boise on the private jet. Cody Gogler, Matt Bauscher, myself, some other folks, our great sponsors. We made it, though. We're here, and Boise State getting ready to play Fresno State. We're 38 minutes from tip-off. I'm going to go try to get a little bit of pregame video if I can here shortly. But get your comments in, your score predictions here on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. Thank you to Jaden Finch, our intern. Jaden did a great job getting us on the air tonight. And he started the show for us while we were making our way over here. But those of you that heard or didn't hear, my flight last night got canceled. So was not going to be able to make the trip to Fresno. But at the last minute, one of our great BNN sponsors offered up a free seat on his private jet, and we made the trip down just a few minutes ago. Literally landed in Fresno about 20 minutes ago, came straight here to the arena. And thank you to Jaden Finch for getting us going on the pregame show. But we're here. Matt Bauscher is here. Cody Gogler is here. And we're looking forward to a fun night of basketball as Boise State. Again, this place seats about 30. It seats about, look at this place. It's got a whole upper deck. and it seats about 15,000, and they're expecting about 3,000 here tonight. So it's going to be dead. There's not going to be much of an energy. I heard San Diego State's having a little bit of a battle with Wyoming. That's quite the interesting game there. But yeah, just one of those weird days where we couldn't do everything live and had to tape a couple things, but we're on now. We appreciate you guys for joining us on the Lithia Ford Boise pregame show. The Broncos getting set for a big one against Fresno State. A little interesting here that the Ken Palm number is about 9, and the Vegas spread is only about 5. So I'm very curious to see what happens in this one because the spread and the Vegas number don't add up right now. So they've got a DJ here. There's cheerleaders. There's a band, and there's probably 50 fans in the entire arena right now. And we're 35 minutes till tip-off, and I'm not just saying that. Hunter just watched a couple middle episode ads so I can get that cha-ching. I appreciate you for that. So these are the games where the refs will hear everything that Boucher says. That is 100% true, and I can attest to on the flight down here, Matt may have had a beverage or two. He's feeling good. He's ready to go. And actually, in this arena, Matt Boucher had a big game not too long ago. Matt Boucher in this arena, 2008, had a huge 3 that sent the game to overtime. And that was the last time Matt Boucher has ever been to Fresno was 2008. How about that? And here he is, and he's excited to go for this game tonight. So Boise State going with the black uniforms tonight. Again, I wish I could show that to you. My other camera is not set up. We'll see if I can turn this a little bit. Boise State is down at the other end of the court. They're in the black uniforms. I'll set this right here on someone else's camera for a minute. Boise State in the black uniforms at the other end of the court. You see the SaveMart Center. It's a nice arena. It kind of reminds me of Viejas Arena in it reminds me of the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. It's got a row of suites. It's got an upper deck. It's got a lower level. But not very crowded right now. And so we'll see what the crowd ends up being. But again, Boise State going with the all-black uniforms tonight. Matt is wearing a white Boise State T-shirt. I don't know where he's at right now, but Matt and his dad are both here, and they're wearing white Boise State T-shirts for this one. And Boise State going with the black uniforms tonight. But, yeah, they're going to be seated right behind the bench. We got some folks in Andrew Meadows' family, it looks like. Is this Mama right here? Oh, we got Andrew Meadows' mom right here. Oh, that's cool. We should try to get her on. But she's got the sign. Here comes R.J. Keene. Here comes Max Rice. Max Rice has made the trip here, and there he is, ready to go. So big one for Boise State. I wish I have my – you know what? I actually do have my other mic. I wonder if we can get Andrew Meadows' mom to come over here and join us. Do we want to do that? Why don't we take a quick break and play a little of Leon Rice's interview, and then I'll try to get Andrew Meadows' mom to come on the show for a few minutes. Boise State taking their leaving the court for a few minutes. Jaden, let's go ahead and play ad break 2. We'll take a quick 90-second timeout, and we'll hear from Leon Rice ahead of the game tomorrow, or ahead of the game tonight. He spoke yesterday talking about the game tomorrow, which is now tonight, and I'll see if I can get the mic queued up for Andrew Meadows' mom here courtside. Let's take a quick time.
Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at lithiafordboise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
All right, as promised, I have found Nicole, and she is Andrew Meadows' mom. So nice of you to join us. We appreciate it. You made the drive. You're here to see your son. What's it like being here tonight?
It's amazing. It's really amazing. I've been watching all the games on TV, but to be here in person is just wonderful.
How many games have you had a chance to see in person?
This is my first in person.
All season?
All season.
This is your first game watching your son in college?
In person.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how was the drive? How far was the drive?
3 hours. Not too bad.
So we saw you had a sign over there in true mom form. I don't know if you're embarrassing him or not, but
my daughter, his sister, my daughter made that, so super excited to be here.
What's the feeling like seeing your son in college playing here for Boise State tonight?
I mean, it's really indescribable. He's been working towards this since he's 7 years old. He's set his dreams, and he reaches every one of them. So it's really unbelievable to be here.
All the comments are loving you. That's crazy. Mama Meadow, Bronco Nation loves your kid. You've been watching the games on TV. I know he's had some games where he's played more than others, but what's it been like just kind of seeing him as a freshman in college here, trying to earn some minutes and produce?
I mean, I couldn't be prouder. You know, whether he's on the bench or he's helping the team, I know that he's just proud to be a Bronco, and he puts his heart into everything that he does, and he loves it. He loves every minute.
What was it about Boise State that he and you as a family thought made it the right fit?
I mean, we really thought that they would help him develop as a player. We loved that they really felt, or we had a family feel, and he loved just the feeling of the coaches and the team, and he loves that and needs that in a team. So all of it together was just the right fit for him.
Now, folks are wondering where your goggles are at.
Where what?
Where your goggles are at.
They're contacts. They're in my eyeball.
They want to know the story. What's the story with Andrew and going with the goggles instead of contacts or anything else there?
You know, he started wearing glasses at a younger age, and he's just always loved them. He's very superstitious, so he's been wearing them since he's younger, and just, you know, it's been his look, and he feels comfortable in them, and he's just always worn them.
I was up there in Canada when they went on the exhibition trip, and he had 31 points in one of those games. We've seen when he gets in there, he's not afraid to shoot and let it fly. What is it about his confidence where when he gets out on the court, there's like 4 seniors out there, and he's like, who cares? If I'm open, I'm taking the shot. Well, you've probably seen that his whole life.
Yeah, he's been like that since he's little. He went and he played in the Drew League. He's always played with his coaches and adults, and I think that's really helped to make him like a tougher, stronger player. And he wants to be the best and play with the best. So.
And there was like, what was it with Bronny James at UT? And he hit like a game winner at Peach Jam or something. I mean, everyone's talking about LeBron James's kid, but didn't he have a couple game winners or something?
He did. He had one right in front of LeBron too, where LeBron threw up the 3 sign, and yeah, it was pretty exciting to watch those too.
Now, I apologize, I don't know this, but do you have any other kids? Is he the oldest, only kid, youngest?
So he's the oldest, and his sister is right over there.
Nice.
all dressed out in Boise gear, so yeah.
So first time going with a kid in college, then kind of going through this experience.
Yes.
What has just the whole experience been like for you?
It's just, I couldn't be more proud. I'm super excited. Every day is just exciting, even just hearing about practice and everything that he's going through, how he did all the shots before the season started, everything.
500
It's just
makes or something every day.
Yeah. So just really exciting to watch him and hear how he develops.
And how's he liking it?
He loves it. He loves it. From the academics to everything. He's really excited and loving school.
And I know he's getting a little bit of time. We saw in the last game against San Diego State, he hit a huge 3-pointer from the corner. But what have we not seen yet? For fans that are like, we're just waiting, and when Andrew Meadow gets his chance to play 30 minutes a game, like what are we going to see that we haven't seen yet?
I mean, from my perspective, what's great about Andrew is that he's so versatile. He's able to play from like every every position. I mean, I think with a 7-footer, he doesn't need to do that, but he really can play every position. And he's very, he can play from every spot. So I think hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of that.
So why is this the first game you're able to get to?
I have another little one in school, and I work full time as well. So it's been a little bit harder to do some of the traveling and the games that are further. And this one we were able to make this one work.
Any plans to get to Boise at any point, or what's the schedule?
Yeah.
What's the next game you're hoping to get to?
I'm hoping to get to. There's a Boise game that's on a Saturday, and then we can travel out there.
Okay.
So I think it's in February on a Saturday.
And what was it like to see him hit that 3 against San Diego State the other day?
That was awesome. Yeah.
And I'm sure you saw. I mean, it's in him. He can do it. And when he finally gets a chance, I mean, that's got to be a surreal feeling as a parent.
It's so amazing. And then the replays, and in that one too, the crowd went so wild. So it's so cool to see that.
Well, we got to get you to a home game in Boise when that place is rocking and packing.
Yep.
I know it's been a little struggle for him to get more minutes, but I mean, as a freshman, what were you guys kind of expecting his first year in terms of playing time and stuff?
We really didn't have too many expectations. We're thrilled with him to have the playing time that he is, and any extra playing time is great too. We just really want him to reach his hopes and dreams, which is playing at Boise, and then hopefully at the next level too. Knock on wood.
Sure.
So all of this is helping him just reach his goals.
Well, you got the fans fired up. They're wondering if his sister plays basketball as well.
She does not.
Oh, okay.
She's starting to play some volleyball. Andrew always wanted her to play basketball, but she was like, "I'm out." She probably could. She's tall too.
Well, what's your message to the fans in Boise? They're all fired up watching this live right now. You got any message for them?
Keep believing in Andrew. I think that he's got a lot more to his game.
Well, Nicole, Sky says we're thrilled. You raised a great kid. Everyone's excited.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here at the last minute, Nicole. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to be here.
Hopefully you can see him have a huge game tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
That'd be awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you, Nicole. There it is, Nicole Meadow, the mom of Andrew Meadow. How about that, live here on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. We're going to take a quick 90-second. I guess we already took our break, so let's hear from Leon Rice. Leon Rice had a few comments on Fresno State. Let's hear from Leon. We'll bring you back live as the team is taking the court here in a few minutes. We'll try to show you some of the warm-ups. But, Jaden, let's go ahead and throw it to Leon Rice as we get set for the game here in about 20 minutes.
No doubt. It's a huge challenge. And, it's another team, I think, when you look at the roster, the way they play, their coaching staff, they're a lot better than what their record says they are, and we know that. And our guys are locked in, ready to go, but life on the road, and not just on the road, everywhere is going to be a crusade to get a game.
You do look at the pieces, and then you look at the record and stuff. Well, why do you think it hasn't come together for them, maybe?
It's hard to win games, and sometimes you have injuries, and you always have stuff going on, and they've lost some crazy buzzer beater things, and just stuff like that. But I do know they're a good basketball team, and it's a hard place to win.
I know their effective field goal percentage is pretty high. I mean, they can shoot a ton. I mean, yeah. What could they do that could cause you some problems?
Well, I think Justin does an amazing job with their defense. They're one of the best defensive teams you face year in, year out, and it's their system. Justin came from San Diego State, and he knows how to coach that, and then that's where it begins, and that's a big part of their system. And so they did a great job on us here last year. I mean, we were a mess that first half, and we only played them one time, but it was a tough game.
You were really complimentary of the effort from the bench on Saturday. As the season goes on, where do you see them improving? What does their peak look like?
Well, I think number one, they got to understand their roles and how they can help this team, and we're helping them with that, and what specific things they can do to help us and to be great players and keep themselves on the court. And I think all three of the guys that played did that.
These kind of midweek games on the road, we talk about nowhere's easy in conference play, but I mean, what is the challenge like where you have a sellout crowd on a Saturday, and then there may be 2,000 people there on Tuesday, and you have another big game coming up Saturday? How do you keep the focus with college kids in a game like this?
Yeah, and you always got to manage your emotions, and never too high, never too low. And I think last game it's about calming them down and keeping things even keel, and we got to make sure we have enough emotion in this game.
Tyson and Buzo, where would you like them in a perfect world shot attempt-wise to be? And do you think that maybe they could be – they didn't shoot a ton in that last game. You obviously still won. But would you like to see those guys maybe shooting a little more?
Well, that's why the development of all those other guys is so important because, sometimes you just have to do what the game tells you to do instead of forcing shots. I mean, but there is your best players have to get shots too. And so, but if they're going to face guard and commit guys to, those kind of guys night in, night out, those other guys have to be good enough to get the job done.
I think a win tomorrow will put Max in the top 10 in Mountain West history. How cool of a milestone is that?
Yeah, that's amazing, and what a great stat. I know he's been here longer, but he didn't play that much the first year or two, and he's been a big part of a lot of wins here. And I think that's an ultimate stat. To be, something like that is something that you always bring up when you talk about Kellen Moore, all the wins he did. All those other stats are great, but when you're part of all those wins, it makes it really, really unique.
We've talked about this for years with the charters and stuff like that, but just this year, getting on this plane, taking an hour-and-a-half flight to Fresno, when you would have had to change in Vegas or Sacramento or somewhere else, and what kind of difference does that make over the course of the season?
Because all that travel and all that stuff is cumulative, and the less time you spend in airports, the less time you spend traveling. Number one, health and safety. I mean, you're out in amongst all people and exposed to sickness, and you get sick less. You spend more time in your own beds. You're not waking up and you're getting 2 hours of sleep to catch the fly. All those things matter, and it's what great programs do. And we want to be a great program. We got to do those kind of things.
I know part of it was getting a little lucky with where they rebased the charters or whatever, and it became more affordable. But just it's still the investment that this administration has put into.
No doubt, and you can't in college basketball. You got to compete, and you got to keep elevating this program, and you got to do it on all fronts, not just hoping that it gets better. And credit to our administration, we keep making advances that make our program better.
Is the way back.
Leon Rice speaking with the media yesterday. Myself, Brady Frederick from KTVB. We are live at the SaveMart Center, and believe it or not, folks, there's only 20 minutes till tip-off, and this is the crowd right now. We're showing you a live look at the SaveMart Center. Boise State down at the other end warming up. I apologize, they've got us at this end, but we are right behind the Boise State bench, so BNN may be featured prominently on FS1 tonight. Boise State, Fresno State, 41-38, 38-41 is the Wyoming score. I guess Wyoming is leading? Is Wyoming leading? Wow, San Diego State's down right now. Wow, that's at San Diego State, right? That would be quite the upset if they were able to pull it off. But we got some players' parents here. We're having some fun, and again, I wish I could thank the person that gave me a ride down. You guys have no idea what I went through. My flight last night was canceled, and I did not have a ride down, but at the last minute, a BNN supporter and sponsor offered up a spot on a private jet down to the game. We didn't leave Boise till 6:15. I mean, how crazy is that? We left Boise at 6:15, and here we are live courtside for Fresno State, Boise State. So you got Mike Reed as one of the officials. You got Brooks Wells, and I forget who the third official is tonight, but a pretty veteran crew for Boise State, Fresno State tonight. A couple keys to the game for me. Boise State has to hit some three-point shots. Fresno State is one of the worst three-point defensive teams in the country. Boise State, you're going to get some open looks from three tonight. You have to knock them down. Another key for Boise State is going to be turnovers. Boise State needs to force some turnovers, and this is certainly a game where Fresno State is one of the worst in the country at turning the ball over. You got to speed them up. You got to turn it over. You cannot let Fresno State get going. They've got some athletes. They've got some players. They got 2 7-footers. Like, this is certainly a scary game from a little perspective because they have some individual talent. They just haven't been able to put it all together to this point. So not going to have much of a crowd. Somebody asked if the arena was similar to the Pit. No, this arena is not similar to the Pit. This arena is very similar to Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas. They've got the suites, they've got the upper level, they got the lower level. They have different levels, so I would say this is more like a Thomas and Mack Center. It's got the suites. It's more of like an NBA style arena, but it is absolutely empty right now. I see Matt Boucher and company. They're coming down with some food. I'll see if I can convince them to come on. Maybe I can get a Hayden Ridley to come on the show. We'll see. Boise State on the court warming up. About 18 minutes from tip-offs. We got about 5 minutes left. Hayden, you want to come on? Come on, Hayden. Come on, Hayden. Come on. Come on, we got a big Boise State fan here. Hayden Ridley. Come on. Oh, Hayden. Oh, he doesn't want to come on. We're trying to give him some pub. Maybe we can get Matt Boucher to come on for 1 minute. Can you give us 1 minute, Matt? Matt's going to come on for 1 minute. You know Matt's not going to turn down an interview. Matt Boucher, here he comes. He's going to sit down and take the mic here. Matt, we appreciate it. I know you got your burger, your chicken strips. We made it, man.
We made it. 70 minutes.
How you feeling, man?
Feel good. The guys look dialed. I talked to them. They look ready to go. They know the magnitude of this game, 16,000 square, 16,000 people fit here, and they're probably going to be 4,000 or 5,000 people. So they're ready to go. I can see it in their eyes. They know the magnitude of this.
What memories this bring for you coming back into this arena, man?
So there was guys drinking a lot of beer courtside yelling at me, "You're from Idaho. You're a bum. Why are you on the court?" The whole game right in my ear. And we're down that 4 points with 13 seconds in overtime. Like, get your ass back to Idaho. And when we won, there was no better feeling. I said, sit your down.
You can say it. You can say it. We're on.
Sit your ass down like this, right in their face, and ran to the locker room. Get me out of Fresno. I haven't been back since.
We played it this morning on the show, but 2008, right? You guys went to overtime against Fresno State. You hit a couple big threes. You hit one that cut it to one. You guys stole the inbounds, and then Reggie Larry hit the shot.
Yeah, right here. Right here.
And that was the last time you've ever been to Fresno.
I haven't been back. I mean, is there a reason to go to Fresno, California? I mean, let's be serious.
What is it about playing on the road that you used to feed off and you think guys like Max Rice feed off of?
Road games determine a season. They really do. Like, come March, come Selection Sunday, how did you do on the road? And there's nothing better than in the hotel, pregame, locker room, after the game. You bond so closely because it's you against the world.
What about in an atmosphere like this, though, where it's not Viejas, it's not the pit, it's pretty much empty, and it's a huge arena? How do you get up for a game like this?
You still like familiar faces. When we walk down coming in, all the guys come up to us. It's just nice to see familiar faces. All the guys on the team excited. There's somebody from Boise there to cheer them on. It's big, and at the end of the day, when it comes to rankings, it comes to record. Does it say there's 5,000 people there, 15,000 people there? It doesn't.
They don't care.
No, got to get it done.
What? How you feeling? Pretty good about what are your? What do you want to see tonight? What are
They're
your keys?
athletic. I mean, you see these guys on paper. They're more athletic than us. They're bigger than. I mean, oh my God, that would have won the NBA dunk contest. These guys are 7-footer. I mean, that's insanity. If you didn't know the record, these guys are unbelievably athletic, but that's why it's a team sport. It's not all about athleticism, and our guys are ready to go. They're mature, they're experienced, but there's no cakewalk. I mean, you look at these guys, there is no cakewalk. Everybody, Boise State fans, like, oh yeah, we should win by 10 on the road. Their record is 500.
All the comments are asking you to bring the juice, Matt. They're all saying,
I got
fired
you.
Up. They said the Cal State Penitentiary, Fresno.
Let's go. This arena is actually really, really nice. You walk in, it's got 50-foot vaulted ceilings. You can tell it's 20 years newer than ours.
It reminds me of Vegas.
Yeah, you can tell it's 20 years newer than ours. Ours might need a little facelift to compete with, how nice this is.
What Max pretty well, man. He's been getting a little bit of heat for some of the slow shooting games. Like, what do you think Max is feeling, and how close is he to having a 4 or 5 3-point game?
Oh, he's so close. I mean, every time he shoots, I don't care about his percentages, you think it's going in, right, with Max. And, I mean, you play 34 minutes in a game, and I think I told you this on the plane. It takes a second to take a shot. You miss 8 shots. So 8 seconds during the game, you weren't very good. But you were in the game 34 minutes.
Yeah.
So for 33 minutes and 52 seconds, it was time you were on the court where you weren't taking a shot. So you can't fixate on if the ball rolled in or rolled out. You have to be in the right position. You have to be a team player, and sometimes you're going to hit shots, sometimes you're not, but I got faith in him.
The nice young lady in the black sweatshirt over here, we just met her and just had her on the show, Andrew Meadows' mom.
I met Andrew Meadows' dad tonight.
And his mom just came on the show. Freshman, what do you think of how Andrew Meadows coming along?
I love the kid. His dad was telling me before the game, he loves basketball. He would sneak out of his house to work out with his trainer. He got the ball at 6 years old and was obsessed. 5:30 workouts.
Ronnie James, AAU team.
And his dad said he put no pressure on his son. He had no athletic background. It was all internal. I said, sometimes you're just born with it.
Now, somebody was asking if you waited to put the Bronco shirt on after they handed you the food. Are you nervous about the food being
not nervous at all? Blue collar. That's the mentality Boise State needs to have.
Any final words? We got 130 people watching this right now live. Just your final thoughts, man. We made the trip. It's a fun road atmosphere, and should be fun tonight.
Normally, I'm in your position screaming at Fox Sports 1, yell. We can hear you through the TV. Your wife, your spouse, your kids might not like it, but yell through the TV. We can hear you here. We need your energy.
And you're going to bring it, too.
I'm bringing it.
Let's
this
go.
voice won't be here at the end of the game.
Appreciate you, Matt. Thanks a lot, man. Matt Boucher, Boucher Real Estate. Check him out, BoucherRealEstate.com. We appreciate him for joining us and had a great time riding down with him and his dad on the flight. That's actually his dad in the polo right over my, I guess that's this shoulder over there. That's Matt Boucher's dad. So appreciate Matt for joining us and not letting the food get cold there. But appreciate you guys. Kind of a hectic evening. Just letting you know in advance, we're probably not going to have a post-game show. The gentleman that flew us down here has a kid who's in school, and they want to get back tonight because it is a school night. And so they don't really want to wait too long, and I'm getting a free ride back to Boise, so I can't really complain. So going to try to get an interview or two on my phone, and I'll post those to Twitter. And essentially 9 a.m. tomorrow with John Mallory is going to be our post-game show. So just letting you guys know, I apologize. No post-game show tonight. We'll see if there is one or not, but we'll maybe a quick post-game when we're in the car going to the – maybe we can get Matt to talk to us in the car going to the airport. We'll see. But we're heading back out tonight, back to Boise on the jet, so I don't know if we can pull it off or not. We'll try. But we appreciate you guys for checking us out. Thank you to Jaden Finch for helping us out as well in the background. So kind of one of those hectic nights. As I said, my flight last night was canceled, and there was really nothing I could do about it. I thought I might miss the game, but we are here, and I wonder if Cody Gogler wants to join us here for a minute. I think he looks like he's busy, but we're having a good time, and we appreciate everybody at Boise State for helping us out, and we appreciate those of you that are watching. There's one more live look here at the SaveMart Center, and no, Logan is asking, no, there's no Wi-Fi on the jet. It's a very nice jet. It is I wouldn't take the propeller plane. I'm not a huge fan of flying, and it is an actual jet, and we made it down from Boise in like an hour and 14 minutes. We flew, and we're probably going to beat the team back, to be honest with you. We're going to get back to Boise tonight before the team does. I'm pinching myself. I have no idea what's going on, how I'm riding on a private jet with Matt Boucher and Cody Gogler and getting down here and watch the game, and I have no idea what's going on. So Chase is asking about the charter with the team. No, they've got 30 seats, and they fill all 30. There was a game a couple years ago where I bought a ticket on the way back from Albuquerque, I believe, but no, they're full, and so that's why we're riding on the plane. And I wish I could thank our sponsor that helped fly us down here, but he does not like to take the credit. So we appreciate everybody. And again, probably no post-game show. There's just too much going on. We can't pull it off. No post-game show tonight. I will try to get a couple interviews on my phone and get those posted to Twitter. So check Twitter. Check BroncoNationNews.com. We'll still get a full story up. We'll still have full videos and interviews, but probably no post-game show tonight due to the time constraints as we're trying to get back to Boise tonight. So Bronco Nation News, the only local media outlet other than Abe and Bob that made the trip tonight. So we're excited. Big game for Boise State. Flight was canceled, but we still made it down here and excited to see what happens. So we got to stand for the national anthem. We're going to end the show. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you later. Follow me on Twitter for more. This has been the Lithia Boise pregame show from the Cutwater Studios. RealPaint.com here, Bronco Nation News. Take care, guys.